Hi, I created this video today to talk about divorce coaches, what they do, why you might want one, and if you do want one, how to go about choosing the right one. So to start off, I'm Kelly. I'm a divorce coach. My mission is to educate people who are going through divorce about the options and resources that are available to you. This can save you time, it can save you money, and a whole lot of stress. So let's get started. For many of us, divorce is a new experience. And if you're anything like I was years ago when I was going through mine, I had no idea how to even start. I wasn't familiar with family law. I didn't know how things worked in my state. But I did know what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. I just lacked the education and the knowledge of resources to go about figuring my way through the divorce process. I was overwhelmed. I was afraid of making mistakes that I might regret down the line. So this is where a divorce coach can be invaluable. A divorce coach is a person like me who helps people who are either considering or going through divorce to navigate all of the various aspects involved in the divorce process: emotional, legal, financial, logistical. If you think about a coach, right? I mean, most of us think of athletic coaches, for example. Coaches are there to teach you the rules of the sport, to condition you so that you can perform well physically and psychologically under pressure sometimes, and to develop skills to be successful in that sport. So it's the same with a divorce coach, but instead of a sport, we're coaching you through the divorce process itself. Let's get into this a little bit deeper. What a divorce coach is and what they are not. So a divorce coach is a resource that helps you in addressing the obstacles that are standing between you and what you want in your post-divorce life, okay? And we do that by reminding you of who you are when you're at your best and keeping you focused on the outcomes that you want. A divorce coach is not there to give you advice or to persuade you or dissuade you from making certain decisions or to judge you, okay? What we help you with is clarifying your values, your judgments, your beliefs, and then we shine a light on areas where maybe your thinking is holding you back from achieving the outcomes that you truly want. A divorce coach is not a legal professional, okay? We are not attorneys. We are also not therapists. We are not financial advisors. Some of us are cross-trained in things like mediation, law, finance, counseling, okay? But when we're coaching you, we wear the coaching hat. And what we can do is help you find professionals that you need on your team while you're going through a divorce. And we can assist you in developing a list of questions to ask those professionals and help you organize the information that those people will need to help you put together a plan for your case. Those might be things like, creating a budget, organizing your financial documents, or, putting together a parenting plan that can help you start thinking about how you're going to move forward and what you'd like to negotiate for in your divorce settlement. The more you're involved in your divorce process, the more likely you are to be satisfied with the results. Lawyers are great. They're often a necessary piece of the puzzle, but turning the decision-making entirely over to your legal team can sometimes lead to a lot of disappointment and outcomes that you didn't necessarily want. Also, attorneys are not cheap. So you can save some money by working with a divorce coach to prepare yourself for then meeting with your legal and your financial teams. So, what might lead you in the direction of wanting to work with a coach in the first place? If you're feeling overwhelmed with the process, if you're having a hard time dealing with the emotions around your divorce, or if you're feeling, unclear as to how to continue, a coach can help you process those feelings and then can help point you to resources that are going to empower you to make the right choices for you. The real goal of a good divorce coach is to help the client take the steps necessary to facilitate the life that they want after divorce. Some coaches also work with those who have divorced and are having challenges in their post-divorce life. So those can be things like, dating, changing careers, blending families, things like that sometimes come up even years after your divorce is finalized. So now that you know a little bit more about what coaches do, let's talk about choosing a coach. There is no national educational requirement when it comes to coaching, meaning that not all coaches out there have been through an educational process or certification and are still practicing as coaches. A lot of certification programs out there require the minimum of a bachelor's degree, and most of them also involve intensive classroom and practical training. This does not mean that there aren't coaches out there that are uncertified who aren't wonderful at what they do. There are. I've worked with some of them. But what it does mean is that it's okay for you to ask questions of your coach about their education and their experience and their expertise. You can also look up online research. You can research the requirements for any certification that they've earned and see what their field of expertise is. There are a lot of coaches out there that have various specialties. So, you should be skeptical of any coach that isn't willing to provide you with that information, as well as anybody who wants a lot of money from you up front before you've had any time to really work with them or see if their coaching style works for you. Also, not all divorce coaches have gone through a divorce. Some clients may prefer to have a coach who doesn't have any personal experience with divorce, because they may feel that, it's easier for them to be neutral and not bring any personal bias to the situation. Others might prefer to have a coach who has been through a divorce and can possibly relate to the challenges that they're going through in ways that those who haven't divorced maybe couldn't. Your coach should be generally familiar with how divorce works in your state, or at least they should be able to point you in the right direction in terms of finding resources that'll help you learn more about what your rights and options are in the state that you're in. Again, coach is not authorized to give you any legal advice about your rights or to interpret the law to predict an outcome in your case. But it does help to have someone who's familiar with how things like alimony or child custody go in your state of residency. Some coaches offer free initial consultations. Most of those coaches do not disclose the cost of their sessions or packages until you've completed that initial session. This kind of gives you an idea of, how you guys work together, what you can expect from the coaching before you sign on. Others, are upfront about the cost of their services from the get-go, and they may or may not offer a free initial session. Some coaches can put on a hard sell, and so that can be difficult to walk away from. Just know that you don't have to commit to a certain amount of money or time frame. There are a lot of coaches out there. A lot of us know that you may be bogged down with other expenses, right? Especially right now. So do what's best for you. Know that there are plenty of us to choose from, and that one of us out there will definitely suit your needs. So you're in the driver's seat. Some coaches meet in person. If you find one that's in your area, most of us, especially after, the pandemic, are online. So we can reach out to clients all over the country and sometimes in other countries as well. Coaching style varies from coach to coach. Some coaches are a little more aggressive in their motivational techniques. Others are a little more passive and hands-off, right? Think, personal trainer. Okay. So, there are different personalities and different techniques. So, you may be more receptive to a certain approach. Just keep in mind that you want to find a coach that you can trust, someone that you don't feel judged by and that you feel comfortable being 100% honest with. You should feel comfortable asking your coach to try a different approach if what they're doing isn't helping you. If you feel like you have to keep things from your coach, it defeats the entire purpose of having one, right? And it affects your progress. So, to sum up, divorce coaches are a great resource when going through a divorce, whether you meet with them a handful of times, for months or, even for years. I still have clients that come back for sessions with me, and it's been years since their divorce, for issues that pop up every now and again, and they want to coach for those. Forming an alliance with the right coach can make all the difference in the world when it comes to your divorce experience and beyond. So that's a lot. Thank you for tuning in to my channel today. Please subscribe and follow me for any additional tips, as well as, I'm going to be addressing some questions and issues that often arise in divorce so that you can learn a little bit more about those as you're going through all of this. Leave any comments or questions below. Take care, and I'll see you next time.